How y'all doing? Over here with a 2009 X3 with an N52 motor. Replacing a Eccentric shaft sensor. Having some issues. Valvetronic issues. This are causing some misfires. Doesn't seem to be adjusting right. Okay, well, I'm over here. That's the eccentric sensor right here. Right behind your timing chain. What I'm going to do is switch that out. So, gotta take the valve cover off. You know, not that big of a deal. Doesn't take forever. I got mine off probably in about 20 minutes or so. Coil packs have to come out. Your Valvetronic motor has to come out. Everything basically that they probably go over this stuff in a valve cover replacement video. This here is not that. You can't get a socket in here. Can't even get a box wrench in here. All you can do is an open end, 10 millimeter. But you can get a socket. There's 3 bolts. You can get a socket on the bottom. Okay, on the bottom bolt. You need a deep. There's a little hole in your timing guide. The hole going right in the front of the motor, right there. Little hole, not a big deal. Get right in there. My experience so far was so it's a little tricky. You got no clearance really to get this out. So after you remove these bolts, you gotta kind of thread them back through enough through to put, thread them back in the hole. Because you won't get the clearance here. If you leave them all the way out, like so, you're just not going to make this. It's very hard to get through here. You're just not going to get it. Alright. Now, you could see in there, you see in that there's oil. There is oil in there. This car has almost 160,000 on it. Some build up. That's your eccentric shaft sensor. These aren't cheap. Do not get a cheap one. You want to stick with OEM on this. Here's the new one. Going in. It's a little tricky to get this in there. Like I said, you gotta really finagle it around. don't like to go in. Oh, there we go. Alright, she's kind of in there. You just gotta play around with it, man. It's not easy. You just don't got... There we go. There we go. Now you gotta have you gotta flush them up again. Once you you know, like I said, you gotta run the bolts back in a little bit so you get the clearance through the you gotta run the bolts back through. So you gotta get them flush now. Once you get everything back in place, you want everything flush, enough space so they're flush. So when you go to put this thing back, you don't get a gap. Try and get as much as these in with your fingers, because you don't get much turns with the wrench, and it could take a while to get these back in. You only get a little, you can get like a half a turn. Not much at all. Wish I can get that box in there. Ratcheting box. If I had enough clearance, it'd be freaking awesome. You know, if you get into an issue where you just snug these up, get them kind of tight. I don't know what the foot-pounds are, I don't know, but it's just going to get tight enough so that I'm confident that it ain't going to freaking loosen up with the vibration of the motor, and you know, you get everything nice and tight. So now's a good time to look at your inside your motor. Check everything out. Make sure everything looks good. Get a nice tightness. Nice tightness. Alright, so there you have the new sensor in place. Another thing on these is my old one. You see that? My old one. The locking tabs were so damn brittle, they broke right off. Broke right off. So nothing really was even holding that plug in but friction. I mean, I can go through this real quick. So now, just and the vent, the valve, your PCV valve crankcase vent right there. Make sure all that is out of the way. You see my two O2 wires? you got these guys right on here. Make sure all that's out of the way before that could pinch. You can catch that in the valve cover. And you do that, and you're not going to make you catch that in the valve cover, and you're not going to get it's not going to sit flush. You're going to have some issues, and you might even damage the wire if you go and try and secure that down. Just gotta make sure you're lined up. Make sure everything feels good. Make sure everything's kind of sitting flush on its own. Before you even go and tighten anything down. Now, I think I'm good to, now what you want to do is you want to start in the center. See, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to just take a look. Make sure that gasket's good. Let's see, I think I'm good. Start in the center. You want to work your way from the center out to the end, to the front, and to the back.